I will blur you out. We'll see what we can do. But this is just a note. I think I start recording pending. I am recording. Perfect. Now, for those of you that don't know me, I am George. I'm a Microsoft MVP, Cloud Solutions Architect, and .NET Software Engineer. You can find me in all the social media that I'm listing here. There is one more admit that I need to do. Multitasking request. So if you want to reach out for any complaint, for blaring out or for questions, use any of those. And since I've learned that my name is not that easy for many of you to remember, this is a QR code. Scan it and you will end up in a mini page that has just my face and all the social media that you can find me. Yeah. So now, what's the plan for today? We are going to find out how we can have a static web page, a static blog actually for us developer by using Azure Web Static Apps on one hand, Azure DevOps or GitHub Actions. I did that today, and a small tool, a small project that I created. So, if any of you wishes, I mean, if you see the admit button and you want to press it, feel free, because I'm going to switch screens now and it's going to be problematic. So the reason I started this project, right? The reason I started the static block builder, and let me get out of the PowerPoint quickly enough. I think we've seen enough. We're not going to have a lot of web pages. I think the web page is, the screen is big enough for you to see. If you can't see, just let me know and I will make it even bigger. Switch to, I have that tab already. Let's bring it over here. Hope you can see it. So let's go to the first page here, or to my page anyway. Remove this thing from here. This one, that was the last one. So this is the generic, let's say, repo. I started creating this project when .NET 6 was out and C# 10, and it had by default the nullable references enabled. And I started creating a project just to learn how to work with that, right? How to work with nullable references enabled, because it was a mess. I had full of warnings that everything was had to be checked to be null. So learning to work, let's say, with this way, it was challenging for me, and knowing how to change all the projects that I had so far, yeah, was something that I need to experiment. So I start creating at first just a sample project. I had a template. I want to read that template, and a file actually. That's what I mean, template. Replace some values in there with multiple of multiple types, integers, strings, blah blah blah, and then spit it out from the other side just to see how I will do that. And from that, once I did that, this was becoming bigger and bigger and bigger, and I thought that why not try to do what I've always wanted, to have a static blog. Up until that day, what I had was a WordPress. I was with a theme that I had customized with a lot of CSS, and I also had I think it was called WordFence, and someone is waiting. Let me change again here, see who is waiting. Yeah, with WordFence, because there were many attacks trying to find out, these script kiddies attacks mostly, but in any case, there were many. It was slow. I was trying to find something that will make the site faster. And of course, since there weren't any big, one more to admit, sorry, there weren't any big interaction, any read writes, the best idea to have that was a static blog, right? I was wondering what to do with the commenting, of course, and there are solutions out there. You can use Discuss, for example, but this is slow, this is big. So after thinking about it, I end up using Twitter. Let me actually show you the block that we are talking about and what we were, a similar thing, what we were trying to do. And then from that, what's that? And then from that, what is going on? Why is that last one? Ah, because again, it switched to this one. So this is my block. This is what I have currently. It's a static block. Everything is built once. This is the only thing that retrieves from Google, so just to have a search. And if you check in one story, yeah, blog post anyway, this is the way to have a discussion. Just post something to Twitter about this story with my name in it. So simple thing, yeah, but putting this all together was challenging because I wanted to extract everything that I had from WordPress, trying to create some HTML so from all the blog posts, process those HTMLs into these squares like this dashboard format, and then build all of it as a static page to have it, yeah, at least run faster. If you scroll down, all of these pages that they are produced here, they are static, right? And each page contains a different set of articles, and at the same time, some static, yeah, banners or whatever that you want to be. For me, I added the Microsoft MVP, the Google search, if you want to search, and my next event that I'm pulling directly. I will show you how. So I thought then, since this was done, it was working correctly, somehow to abstract it, and this is how I end up now. This is how I end up with not this one. Let's say, let's search for this one, the block.net, which is the work I did, only a bit more abstract, let's say, in order to be able to be used everywhere. This is kind of new. I did it this week. That I don't know. I started it from Monday because I thought it would be much easier than redirecting you to the actual repo that builds my blog. And the idea is that you will clone that and use it however you want. And then I will tell you exactly how to follow the process and publish it as a static web app. Now, there are two paths here, right? One is to actually how you can work with this DLL, with this library. There are others out there that you can use to have a static blog. And the other part is how you will take this result and host it for free into Azure. Let's start one by one. Let's start first to check a bit this library here, how it works, and then we'll move into Azure. The whole idea here is that it is based in this workables. I don't even know if this is a name or a word folder. In that folder, you have a few other folders. You have all your articles that need to be published, all the cards, additional cards. Each article will create a web page, a page for all the article, and a small card, like the ones that you were seeing before. The just go copy me folder. If you need any files just to be copied out there, I need like some sitemap XMLs or whatever. Standalone files, so pages. So for example, we have this page, which is an article. An article creates this card here and also this page here, right? But there is a need for static pages that they have nothing to do with articles, like for example, the privacy policy. This is a standalone, I call it. It's just an HTML that it's getting the HTML, it's pushing it in the overall template, and that is it. And at the end, the templates. This is where you can work. You can change the template. You can change it from another one to admit. You can change it from anything you want, from this card view to a list view to anything. It's just HTML, right? So you are free to do that. If you check the structure a bit here, you will see that the first one, the biggest one, is the table, the layout template. This is the template that it's actually the overall HTML, right? The header that you need as HTML, the body that you need. There are some custom CSS. I include the CSS in there just to be fast and not have any additional requests to download more data. The Google search necessities that I have here and analytics, it's just a normal page. That's a normal HTML. Actually, it's Razor, but yeah, anyway. I think down here, since it's Razor, you could also find the paging, how this thing works down here. Right? This is built by the template itself. Since it's Razor, it gives you the additional properties of being able to have conditions and loops and everything you want in your template. All this is done, sorry for clicking that. All this is done based on a modeling system. Unfortunately, up until the version that I worked at for Razor, for the Razor engine anyway that I used, you weren't able to have complicated models. So to feed your template with more than one model. So at the end, I end up having something like a deep hierarchy that everything adds up to one model from the core needs, like the blog URL, to custom needs of that page, like the name, which is privacy or whatever. We'll see that in a minute. Razor templates, though, it's to be more agile there. And we have the layout. And then each page, it has its own sub template, let's say. This is the index page, the first page, right? As you can see in here, nothing special. Just a for each loop, for each card HTML in the model, it just loads it in a div and that's it. So in essence, what is happening is that first this template is parsed, and then the result of that template is moved in here in the layout. Yeah. Standalone, same thing. This standalone is just a page that has, for example, the search box I put here, the title of the page, the body of the page, an image. The privacy page that I get to show earlier doesn't have an image, so all this is hidden. You read the HTML, and I'm sorry I cannot pick up that right now. It reads the HTML of the standalone, it builds the standalone page, and then it gets that and it pushes that as a body in here. I think if we can find it in a bit here, allow me to scroll more. Here it is. So each template is building first the page specific template, and then it's getting the layout. It's putting the template specific body HTML in here. So for me, for my template, I had some additional needs for creating cards, right? This is a template for a card article. It has an image somewhere. It has first all this go home, discuss, or Twitter, as we said, create issue, all of these things. The body of the HTML that it go here of the article, a photo, if there is available one to go here, just a simple template. There was a calendar event. This is, let's not go in there again. This is this calendar, again, an HTML that repeats its event. It's building it. A search card, which is this one. An image only card, which is this one. And you can, of course, build your own cards if you want to follow this system with the cards and have them customized however you want. Now, how actually we end up with some content? This is the template system. This is the last part, let's say. What is considered the content? So when the engine starts to build stuff, it first goes through this thing. It picks up all the articles, all the standalones, the copy meets at the end, just copies everything, and it builds right in the middle of the cards. Let's just see when it dives into the standalones, what is happening. Now, let's go one step back. Now, there is only one folder. This folder doesn't play any role what the name it is. You can see it later for the articles. You could have a million folders here, and the engine will just recursively go through each folder, open it, and read one. Let me admit our friend here. Read the content HTML. This is how it should be named. And if you see here, it's just the privacy, right? The policy lawyer stuff. And the content JSON, which is an information about that page. So that means for the engine, create at the end this entire thing under the relative path / privacy.html. The title of the page will be this. A small description. These are helpful for the metadata to be friendly for the search engine. When it was published, blah, blah, some additional things that they are not so important for privacy, but they are there. Now, on the other hand, if we go to articles, you will see that it's mostly the same. There is at least now it's that template. Let's go to because my page, I think we'll see more there and it's better. Workables, articles. Yeah, this is a list of articles. The name plays no role at all. I just have it a number here for me to order them as the last, know which I wrote first and last. And then the engine recursively goes through all and finds exactly the same. An HTML that you can use to freely write your article here, and the JSON file that describes that page here, which happens to be an article. What's the title? What's the expected URL to create? A description, date published, blah, blah, blah. Now, writing an article, especially if you're a developer and you want to write something of your own, is not that easy, right? The common HTML tags are not enough for us. So doing something bold or italics or having something as, I don't know, I think it's code that you can display a piece of code nicer. If we go to the README, which I think it's exactly the same, that's why I'm going to this, you will see no difference. I have here, yes, this is it. I'm using highlight.js, so you can use it in your HTML template to actually show things nicely. How I'm using that? It's in the main layout, right? In the main template. So if you want to change it, you're just going to the main template. If you don't, and you want to just have a quick solution, sorry, not in the output, let's go to the workables, articles. Let's open, I don't know, I think that one has. So if we scroll down here at some point, yeah, we just add this thing here, this way, with the language, and the highlight, yes, of course, knows how to highlight that and make it look nicely. If you go here, let's change to this one. Does it has any code? Yeah, this is code, for example. Yeah. So everything for a developer's blog is packed already. The only thing you need is to actually write the articles and just copy one of mine as a driver for how you want to use your HTML and make it look nice. Now, one other thing. With the content, if you want to have an image, apparently this article has somewhere an image in there. It doesn't matter if I find it right now. You just create a folder named media and you push your file in there. This is a feature image that is displayed up here, but you can have multiple images, right? Like this one, for example, this is a GIF, and you can have them with the exact same way. Now, this article is secret management. Let's go to this secret management and see that thing. Let me admit Andreas. So, secret management. This one, the last one. If you can see in the media folder, these are the images that they are appearing inside the article. And inside the article, no, I want it here anyway. And inside the article, there is a relative reference to this media folder. So even at the moment you are actually writing the article, you can see the images. And what is happening is that the engine transformed these relative paths into the relative paths that need to work for the real life, yeah, for the actual production. Give me a second. I dropped my phone. So one thing to be careful though is that the names of the files here are not, they do not change. So the engine tries to copy them as is. If it finds another file with the same name, it will fail. It will tell you, you know what? I can't do that because there is already a file there. So what I'm trying to do is create unique names, for example, by adding this ID here and here. It's up to you there, though, to imagine a way of how you want to do this uniquely and try to avoid this breaking. The engine is built with fail fast in mind, so if you try to push something directly into production, the slightest thing that might go wrong, everything stops. Yeah. So articles, we've seen about articles, cards. Everything follows the similar approach. For example, I have 3 cards. If you notice in my website here, in the first page, let's go again the first page. You can also see them here. This is one card, additional card, other than the articles, right? One card is the search, second card is the image here, and third card is this one. So we have 3 types of cards anyway, of templates, and these 3 types of templates correspond to actually it happened 3 cards. You could have a lot more, for example, image layouts. I only have this MVP here, but you can have 10, you can have ads, you could have whatever you want. How this is done? Let's see. Allow me to admit Martin again. How this is done? Let's say the MVP. What's happened? We have a card JSON right now, only a JSON file that it's describing. This is what I want to use. It's of type card image. This is the title, the description, footer. I didn't like any link. If you click on the card, this is where it will go. Target blank, blah, 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 and media MVP, the image. Again, as all the more or less the pattern is like that, a media folder with the image. This image will be copied as is in the final output. Yeah. Events. Let's see events. Here, the card is a bit different. Why is that? So the card of events, it's building, as you saw here, a list of events. Yeah. And it's building it in 2 ways. You can disable both of ways, of course. One is it's pulling directly from the meetup.com, from the munich.net user group, all the events, and it's pushing them here. It's building them every time it builds something. And the other is custom events. I'm speaking in these conferences that they are coming. I don't know when they are. I can create a folder in here for its custom event that it's not in meetup.com platform to be pulled automatically. Actually, unfortunately, I didn't find a way to do this with Sessionize. Most of those events are on Sessionize. One event, if you go in here, again, it's the same way. It has an event JSON that you describe some predefined properties of the event. Some of them might have an image, some of them don't. And then you have a card JSON which describes the overall card properties. So this is a card of type card calendar event, and my title, my next events, blah, blah, is sticky true, very important, which position it has to stay, which position should be in the right column, all of these properties, which allow it then to be here, and then in here to be in second position. Now, it's a nice idea now that we can talk about sticky that you can that you saw here. All the cards have this property, the sticky property. Where is it? Here, and the position property. Now, when you're building your article card, let's say, each page has a specific number of cards that can be hosted, right? It's configurable. For me, I think it's 10. I don't remember, 11, something like that. Let's say 10. If you additionally have 3 cards to display, that gives you 7 cards of articles in each page and 3 other cards. The question is, do you want these cards in every page, or do you want them only in start page? One might, let me allow to admit Ioannis, one might say that, you know, this MVP image here, I only need it in the front page, then it shouldn't be sticky. I need it in the front page in position 2, then it would be there in the first place, and once you click another page here, then you wouldn't see that again. Now for me, the MVP image card is sticky, and this and this, and they are up, and they appear in every page with the additional cards, article cards that belong to every page, right? So this is what the sticky position do. In the right column position, I think I've showed you already. If I go here, it's article and page has the right column, and this defines the order of the additional cards in the right column. If you don't want it here, there, you can have -1, and it will not be there. So we are done with the events. I don't know if you will use it, but it's there. And then the search, it's actually a simple thing. Again, it's a search model, and then you can go to the layout event, and it's let's say a custom layout event just for the search. If we go here and to the templates and to the, where is it? Search. You will see that this is a custom actually layout. It's not even a layout. I don't even know if this is considered a layout because it's dedicated from Google. It's only getting the nonce from the model. So this is it more or less on workables. Don't mind that these are just SVGs, yeah, for the templates that I was using. These are more or less for the workables, and this is more or less what the engine does. It's getting in there, getting the information, using the templates to build something, and then this something is actually outputted here. What it outputs here is all the articles, as you can see, all the, where is it? All the pages that you can navigate, the privacy, it also a robots.txt, it also produces this static web app config. Why is this here now? You might not need it, I don't know, but I migrated from WordPress to a static page, and everyone who was visiting this page in WordPress was using this approach, and now it had to visit this approach. So what I had to do, since I changed my domain name to point to the new app, to the static app, was search engines and actually people that they were trying to visit. Let's go here. They were trying to visit this article, but under this format, and I wanted them to map it to the new format. So this static web app config that I have here, it's only to do this redirect, right? To help migrate from my WordPress site to the this approach, to the static site. This is again built automatically. You can disable it if you want, but if you already have a WordPress site, it's nice because you will have this mapping and you will have no downtime. Now just notice that the sun is anyway. Yeah, so this is the output folder with this is the media folder. Remember, this is where all the images end up. They are referenced, and all this thing we need to get it somehow and push it into an Azure static web app. Now, before we go there, one last part. Let's say, and I will we will go step by step. First, let me bring that here. First, on how we can do that with GitHub, with Azure DevOps, and then with GitHub Actions that is just started, and I think it's not 100 complete, but I will finish it up until the end of the day or tomorrow. So this is our common blog, let's say, one that you can use to fork actually and start creating your blog. One thing that you can do is when you go here to your articles, for example, and this is a sample article, work on it, make whatever changes. Let's say with the edit plus, it opens in the wrong window. Come on, what's happening here? This is a sample page. Let's put a question mark here. No, an exclamation mark. And save everything. Did I save it? How did that happen there? Yeah, I did. Okay. So, and you want to push Usually you wouldn't want to check things, right? This is why I have this manual build here, this PowerShell that you can use to run, and everything will produce, I think even the output file, because I see it's not there right now. Here is what is happening. No, it will not create the output folder. You know what I did? I removed it so I will not push it to the blog.net. I can change that, but anyway, for now, what? I'm sorry, but I cannot try it right now because probably it's in English, so I will use this keyboard. Output, oops. Output. I will add the git keep in there and it will be always in place. But anyway, run PowerShell again on my window. Let's hope now it will work. What it's doing actually, it's building each time the block builder, right? We haven't stepped into the solutions, but there are two solutions. We might see them now. It's done. There are two solutions in the source, the block builder, it's what we need to do, and the content migrator. As I told you, I migrated everything from WordPress, and I wanted a way to log into WordPress, retrieve all my blog posts and put them somewhere so I can upload them again as static files. So this is what the content migrator is. It's there if you want to use it, but we're not going to get deeper into it. And this is the actual engine that builds everything, right? So the PowerShell and the actions in GitHub and the Azure DevOps, what they are doing is that they first build this solution, and then they are using this solution, the DLL, the fresh build assembly, to actually create the output. And this is the output. We have an index page, the article that we just created, and additionally, what we can do, I think I have set it up here. So you see the 81 people? Anyway, blog base, I think I've set up in my own IIS locally so I can see it. Let's, no, not that one. It's it. Something wrong with my keyboard and I have to use the other one now. Okay. Blog base, I think I named the, no, I didn't. Anyway, we can set it up in IIS. I can show you later. Maybe it was in the other PC in my desktop. But anyway, the thing is, let's do it. Let's do it right away. I agree. It's very easy. I'll open up IIS, bring it over there to you. Here it is. What we can do is here in the sites, I don't know what we have. I have my blog, but I don't have the other one. Let's add a new website. Let's name it blog base, whatever, as I had it before. Physical path. Let me get the path that it's the output, this path here. Put it here, and it should listen to this host name. Now this screen is very big and I can see the K button. Sorry, I need to bring it over here. Yes. Now we have this one and one more thing that we need to do. We need to visit etc. Let's go to, where is this PC? We need to go to C. I need to admit someone. Give me a second. Let's go to Windows System 32 drivers here, etc. here. To open this thing here, edit plus, and add an entry So what this does is instructs Windows not to go outside and search for this host name because that host name doesn't exist, but point it directly, resolve it directly to my local address. So yes, administrator, please do that. Done. And now if we have a browser and write hopefully the same thing as before with no, again that thing. Oh, come on. Not blog post, blog base. I was. Nothing? How was that? What name did I give? Blog host. My God. Blog base here. And did I do that the same here? Blog base. Hope so. So let's go again here and here. Yes, we are finally here. So there is a way actually to test everything locally if you want before you push. This is the way. This is the sample page, and this is what it's pulling directly from the events. So let me go back to. Come on. Let me go back here. So this is served, and we checked locally that it works. You see that it copies everything. It creates this web app configuration, and it also creates a robots.txt with a sitemap XML. And yes, it creates a sitemap XML ready for the for Google to enjoy all the links where they when they changed and everything. So it's SEO optimized. And the cool thing is, you know what the cool thing is? That with all this customization, if we go to my blog, you will see something that I was trying to, let me admit Mario first. You will see something that I was trying to do and I didn't find a way to do it with any of the solutions out there that of the custom solutions that they are building static files, static sites. If you see, first of all, here, the view source, give me a second, where did it go? The page source. You will see that it's packed, right? So not only that it creates everything, it uses some simple logic in there to pack everything, to minimize everything, CSS, JavaScript, everything that is in there, so it will be fully optimized for Google to like. And Google liking our site is important, right? And so let's see now what's the point of this. Let's generate a report to see how much Google like. It's mobile. Sorry. We can do it in mobile, but let's see desktop first to see how much Google like our site. Because the reason, if Google likes our site, if it's fast, then it serves the results better first. And you will see 1 megabyte takes about minimum 4 seconds. I don't know what that is. I think I need to admit someone or not. No. Almost there. And you will see then why. So look at this, 100% SEO, performance 94. It was 99. I don't know why it changed now, to be honest. So all the markers are way up there. And why this is helpful? Now you will see what I earned by doing that. Webmaster Tools, I want to see Webmaster Tools. I didn't write that, but this is it. And start now. Oh, come on. I need to log in somehow, somewhere. Maybe here. No. Okay, I'm already there. So let's see performance. Not performance, because this is not something that you will be impressed. I think where can I see the total impressions? It's here, but it's last 3 months. Let's go last 6 months. Apply. So this is where I put that one, where I changed from my WordPress blog to a static blog, and you will see that slowly this thing started. I did that during my Christmas vacation. I did that change. I started earlier, but during my Christmas vacation, I finished it. I deploy it, and take a look at this. This is the performance. What's the total impressions and clicks? Look how much that changed. Just because I behave and I'm a good kid for Google, right? They reward me from being a good kid. So this was one of the reasons that I wanted to create my own solutions to be fully optimized and make all favors to Google, so Google will love me and help me. Yeah. So now that we have all these things, we build our site. We need somehow to publish it, and I promise that this will be free, and it is free. So let's start the other way around. If you go to this, one way is just go and create a static web app, right? You all know that. But what we can do, I think I have another browser somewhere with, let's go to the, no, I don't. But anyway, let's go to the block.net. I will align those two, but it's unfortunately, during the Q2 of 2022, GitHub will publish a new version that allows a user to fork a repo for his own owner. So this is the owner, this is the repo. I cannot fork it in this owner again. So what I need to do is keep this intact for everyone that wants to use it, and then create another completely different repo that I synchronize with a comparator to keep the two solutions aligned. Soon enough, hopefully by the end of June, GitHub will allow me to fork this directly, and then I will migrate my blog building it from this directly. In any case, there is a button here, deploy to Azure, and this button here can help you deploy everything you need to Azure, which everything you need is just an Azure static web app and the free tier also. Whatever. This is my credits remaining. Go away. Let's stay then. Let's create a new resource group, or I can just put it in a test. I have a test here. I don't need to play around with anything, right? If I want to create a new resource before deploying, and I do it here, I press OK, and that's done. And now I press review and create. Initializing deployment, that will take just a few seconds. It's an easy resource. Deployment succeeded. Go to resource, and we are here. We are done. Let me close that again. I can't. I don't know. Okay. And we are done. We are here. We don't need to mess around with anything here. This is completely ready. If we click here, this is the way to, this is our public address, right? We can use Azure DNS to connect it with our own address. We can see that later, and the custom address like the blog.georgecosmetics.net. But we already have an address to play around. This is our address. This is the default static page, the index page of Azure. So we are ready to push data here. How do we do that? So as I told you, there are two ways. One is to do it with Azure DevOps, and the other is to do it with GitHub Actions that I'm currently, I think it's done. I only missed one small thing. How we can do it with Azure DevOps? Maybe with Azure GitHub will be easier, but let's see. Dev, nobody knows dev azure.com here. Knows. Not even Google knows, and not even this PC knows, so I will have to do it manually. Start free. It's always free, but yeah. Now, this is my thing. I have a lot of things in here, but what you want to do, I guess, is create a new project, name the project blog underscore, no, blog underscore, yes, .net. We can have it public. That's okay for me. Create. Let me push this keyboard aside because it's not working anyway. It's not that it's not working, actually. It's a German keyboard, and the setup here in this PC is English, so there is a confusion. So the project was created. We scroll down, project settings. We scroll down again. We absolutely not need boards, at least for this project, but we absolutely need pipelines. You could also host the solution into repos here, right? But we have it in GitHub, it's enough. So we have our pipelines enabled and our boards disabled. Let's go, oh, come on, back. Screen is too big here and everything is packed. If you don't see it, just let me know. Pipelines, create a pipeline. My code is in GitHub. I have connected already, but if you do it for the first time, it will ask you for permissions, right? It's a very simple process. My repo is this one. You will fork it and you will have your own repo. And it immediately sees the Azure Pipelines YAML because I have it there, right? It's ready for you. This is the pipeline that will build and deploy everything except that. This is what we'll do together. So if we go quickly through that, you will see that up here, besides taking all the changes and pushing them directly to the process, it wakes up every night and it does the same. Why? Because as I told you, oh, give control. No, I don't want to give control. Sorry, I pressed something. As I told you, this is pulling, besides my custom events that I speak in conferences or whatever I need to be custom, it pulls directly all the events I have in Munich.net. And if it happens for a month not to write an article, which is very common, I'm not very active, then everything will be old, right? So I needed a way to build the fresh thing every night. So I will include all my events there. This is the reason why I have this nightly build here in the pipeline. Now, the rest is more or less easy. Some variables. I'm using .NET 6 for it. I'm building all the solutions. We could also build just the block builder. I'm publishing the solution. We could just not build it and publish it directly to the team folder. Then I'm using a PowerShell to actually run what the PowerShell outside was running. It was doing exactly that, saying, you know, the workable folders is this one, and the output folder should be this one. So you see that this parameter is, you can change that. And then I'm getting all this, that it's on the output, and I'm pushing it to the static app that is characterized by this deployment token. Now we don't have deployment token yet. We don't have a variable for this one. So we can just copy here, this thing, go here, create a new variable. This is a secret variable, have the name here, and go back to our newly created, which one was it? I'm lost now. This one was it, yeah? The blog.net, yeah. Newly created static web app. In the overview, the first thing you see here, manage deployment token. Click on it, copy it. You can see it, but that's okay. We'll delete everything later, so no worries. Paste it here. Okay, save, done. What we need to do now is just run it or wait for midnight to run it or push something. Let's do the manual one, and you can try, of course, everything else. So let's see if the manual runs. It should run correctly. To be honest, I never tested to see that I made the GitLab changes, the GitHub action changes, but I don't think they affected that much. Let's go in here. Could we also have, this is the first page that we were posting out. Let's refresh that in a minute and see if it will work. Manually run by George Cosmidis, view change. Come here. I want to see what's happening. No, not this one. Sorry. This is to see what's changed in that pipeline. I want to see the actual pipeline running if I have more time. This job. Running, publishing to TMP, running the block builder right now. Oh, no. What? Could not find a part of the output. You see? The output, I never pushed the output. So what I need to do here is just add, I think, oh no, I will do a thing. This was a last minute change and not working out for now, but it will work now. Or I can go directly to the repo and just create the output folder there. I can do that. I hope it will run. And then I will correct the actual the runner so it will create the folder if it's not there, because I honestly I thought that I did that, but obviously I didn't. github.com. Let's go to my repos. I want all my repos. Yes, it's here, but come on. Someday. This one's third one, and I couldn't see it. And go here, and let's create here. I think I can do it by doing the, oops, output, and we can also have here a git on keep. Let's go here and create it. Commit new file. Oh, parentheses. They created the file with. Let's leave that now here and let's do it again. Correct. And now git keep. All right. So we have everything, and hopefully, maybe even our pipeline will start automatically. I don't remember if I had any. No, I didn't have any folder filter. Our pipeline starts 2 times. Can I stop one? Maybe not deploy 2 times. Cancel, yes. And let's see this one. Hopefully this time it will run correctly. Running blog builder, push to Azure. That's the problem here. Please push everything to Azure. Come on, what's that? It's pulling everything. To be honest, I don't remember that I had. Let me check the pipeline, because push to Azure shouldn't. No, that's the first time thing that needs to do. Okay, almost there. See, just read that we have a static web app config to do whatever. So it applies all these rules, these mapping rules of the old page to the new page that we have. Status in progress, 15 seconds. Should be faster, maybe it's the first time, that's why I don't know. Deployment complete with a nice smile here. So I don't know how, I don't know if you see that thing going in the middle, but let's see now. And we are here. Our blog is live, yeah, under this address. Of course, we can use Azure DNS to change the address and have a custom address, but we're done. We are here. Yeah, this is done with Azure DevOps. It was that easy, and we can check. We can check now what can happen with GitHub Actions. Just one note here that I had that open to remember it for exactly this is the reason. What we are creating in my blog, it runs under the free tier, right? You don't need anything to pay. If you want to pay some things, some money, then you have additional charges. So you're getting some 100 gigabytes bandwidth for free, and you are charged if you pay this one more money. You can have up to 2 custom domains. You can have up to 5 custom domains. You can have authentication and private endpoints if you pay some money, more application, bigger application size, staging environments. The cool thing with the app service, with the static web app, it's not what we are doing now, is that we can combine it with Azure functions and actually build static stuff all the time. So there is a lot under it. We can have a meetup at some point about static web app and Azure functions, because it's a big thing. Um, Everything that they are offering, I don't think that my blog will ever reach that point. If they do, if it reaches, I can switch. But then you could also start considering a CDN to have your images and everything to be faster. You consider of a more complicated solution than just a static web app, right? Custom domains, since we are here, if you want a custom domain, this is where you do it. Overview, blah, 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 custom domains. You see that I have the default one that Azure gave me was that Victorious field something. I added this one. It can help you with a very easy approach. Just add your domain here. You need to have some Azure DNS, some DNS logic on how to divert to the name servers of Azure, how to change your name, your domain name, where you register your domain name to point to the name servers of Azure, and then you can be here and do it very easily. Maybe this we can invest in another event to actually talk about the Azure DNS and how you resolve names. Anyway, you see that it's very, very easy. You just go to the overview to get your deployment token, and you just go to custom domains to add the custom domain if you know how to change the DNS, the name servers of the domain. So last thing that I wanted to talk to you about tonight, this evening, not tonight, was the GitHub Actions. I started playing with GitHub Actions some time ago because to be honest, everything is going, Microsoft is going towards GitHub Action, everything is going towards there, and I'm stuck up with Azure DevOps, and I wanted to see what's happening there. So GitHub Actions, again, are a set of YAML files that you can write your declarative code there and do whatever you want, yeah? But it's a bit more than declarative code, because you can talk directly to the machine, you can write code, you can do everything you want. For example, I created these two YAML files, these two actions for the preparing and pushing the static web app. These actions, you can see them here. As you can see, I was quite busy today trying to set up these things. Sometimes, occasionally, I was succeeding, but most often I was failing. And the unhappy part is that I don't know why this failed right now, but you will see together. So how do you create a function, another function? You can do it from here. Just go here and create new workflow. Or if you have workflows already, get to the GitHub workflows, these are my two workflows. One is the prepare static, right? What am I doing here? So I'm monitoring the branch main and the path workflow. So this workflow doesn't run just when the change is on main. It runs when it changes in branch main and in the workables folder. Why? Because if you change anything else, I don't care. This workflow here, this action is only to build your output if the workable change. If you add, for example, a new article, checking out the code, setting up .NET 6 that I want to use, builds just the builder, not everything like the other, like the Azure DevOps pipeline, publishes the site in a TMP folder. Yeah, change that. We should have a variable for that, but anyway, I just did it today and I was in a hurry to show that to you. Builds output. Now I'm talking directly with the VM, right? At the VM level, let's say, and I'm just write whatever I want here. So I write cd tmp and do this and run this command. And whatever you build, put it here. And now push this to the output. What I want to do with this GitHub action is not just change. So what's happening here, and this is one of the, sorry, I need to find my way. I had GitHub here. What was a downside, let's say, if you are here, if you fork this and you start working, you will see that this output never gets updated because the Azure pipeline starts, it builds the output on that VM that it picked from you for you to build the your solution to run your pipeline, and then that output is pushed to the static app, and then this folder remains with the old data, so you can just have it like this forever. So we already pushed something, but this is empty. What I was trying, come on, couldn't search sound. What I was trying to do with the actions here was to also update that folder in your own repo. So you will not only see it in cloud, in the static web app, but you will also see it in your repo, the change that happened. So this is what I'm doing here. I need to admit Simeon here. This is what I'm doing here. I am setting up everything. I'm getting the branch. I'm creating a branch name, sorry. I'm the user. I'm creating new branch, pushing the branch. I'm checking out the same branch. Yeah, sure. I'm adding all the changes, but I am in this folder. So I'm adding only those changes. That's to be on the safe side. I'm committing even if it is empty, because then I had an exception and I had to do that. I don't know if that's, I might find a workaround, I don't know. But if this thing happens and it produces exactly the same files because you added the space or something, I don't know, then nothing will change, right? So committing that committing no change is not allowed. So I had to add that thing here. Anyway, I'm adding that, I'm pushing that to the branch, and I'm exporting, let's say, this parameter for the next step here to use. And the next step here is a script from the actions of GitHub scripts here that I'm using the GitHub API to create a pull request. There is no easy way to do that. There are some actions if you search, but there are third-party actions, and I don't feel comfortable using third-party actions. If you try to edit this, you will see that we are not editing just a file. You have this additional marketplace here that you can search for actions. So if you search for pull request, first of all, it's awful. It doesn't work correctly. I don't like it. I hope that it will change, because I want to do a pull request and I'm getting these results that they are mostly irrelevant. The best way is to search outside the search and then come back and see and find the exact name. For example, if you find the exact name of the action you want to use, then you can get that one and put it here, and then you will have as a first result the action name. But if you don't know exactly and you want to find something, very hard. Anyway, since there are third-party pull request creators out there. I didn't want to use any third party. I used the GitHub API to create my own and feel safer. This is what I'm doing here, and I'm pulling the brand's name from before, and I'm creating a pull request based on that brand's name. Yeah. So what happens is when someone pushes changes to your work, do I have another? I have here. Yeah. When someone pushes changes to your workables folder, for example, because you started an article, what you will have here is not directly a push into Azure, but you will have a pull request. And once you merge, you accept this pull request, then the other workflow starts, this one, that pushes your change, your what was built, the output folder in the Azure. So in a sense, what you have here, a more stepped approach. If you want to have more control of what's out there, you can use GitHub to build brands out of your changes, monitor this branch is working correctly. That very well you could combine it with the different environments that you have here. As you remember, I think you had 2 or 3 with a free tier, so you can create a different environment and publish only in that environment the change from your branches. And then once you feel ready, you go to your pull request, you merge it, and as I said, this thing started. The only thing that you need to do in your fork is create that web key, right? This is equivalent with what we did in our, do I have it open already somewhere? No. No, in the pipelines. Yeah, this is equivalent to what we did in the secrets here. So if we go to this pipeline here and edit it, with some variables here, this secret variables here, I named the deployment token. I should have the same names, I know, but I forgot. I just did it a few hours ago. This Azure static web app key, you need to go to your settings here of your repo and go to, where is secrets? Yeah, here, secrets, actions. We have no secret here. We need to create a new repository secret, get that, put that here with a comma, and then come back to our app. Where was the static app? It was, no, this is mine. I hope I didn't publish anything on my app, right? Because it's that easy. Okay. Then let's go to the other app. I think, was it in test? I created it. Yes, it was in test. Let's go here. Let's manage our deployment token, copy it again. Come, was it here? No, was it here? Yes. Paste it here, add secret. And now let's hope. We are at the blog.net. We are, supposedly you forked that, right? You gave your own name, you have your articles, everything. You save your actions, everything is ready. You just added your secret the way you should do. And you're going to workables folder, and we are going to templates. Let's go to the templates and mess around with the layout. Let's edit that. And let's go where? Let's go to the where the body is here. And let's add, I don't know, a few tests. Let's add this thing. It's in the workable folder, so it should trigger the correct action. Let's go into actions. Yes, the prepare static app action is triggered, this one. If we go here now and cross our fingers, because as I said, I did that today and I haven't tested it extensively yet. It should set up .NET, blah, blah, blah. At the end, create a pull request. Let's cross our fingers and wait. No, come on, push output. What does that? Create a pull request feature on GitHub is blah blah blah. Where is the error here? Process. Yeah, I know. The following paths are ignored by one of your yes. At the end, that was a mistake. So let me go here. The path is ignored, so nobody checked the Git that was checking it out. It didn't check it out, so nobody could do stuff with that path. Sorry for this. Let's go again now. This long path of templates and use our layout, and it was very nice tests here. Let's remove a few. I said let's remove a few. I didn't edit it. Let's remove this thing. And again, our actions should be triggered now, and hopefully, and then you saw, as you can see here in the history, this is our previous failed attempt. And just because we changed the git ignore, nothing changed here, right? There was no trigger here. Only when we changed stuff in our workables folder, this trigger was initiated, this action was initiated, triggered, found it. And let's cross our fingers now that this will run. Is it taking more time than before, or it's my feeling? So we are close to the end anyway, because now if everything works, we will see a pull request, we'll approve the pull request, and then the code will end up in our app, the static web app that we created. This is that. So feel free, if you have any questions, to either do them now or reach out, right? If you start using it, feel free to reach out through GitHub, Twitter, whatever. I will gladly help you out. Come on. So up until we are done waiting, let's go to the pipelines. Where was it? Because I'm afraid that they will trigger also. That will change stuff. Yes, they are. I need to cancel that. Cancel. Yes. Cancel. Yes. And we will mess around with the results. Cancel. Yes, that too. And actually, what I can do is delete this project because so it's enough. Delete. Done. We're done with Azure DevOps for the day. Where are we? Build output. Come on. I don't think it will work because there is no reason to take that long, to be honest. Let me refresh that. I've seen sometimes it was, yeah. Sometimes it does that, it finished, and actually the build output was that long, and it just stuck there. So it finished, and here we have one new pull request. The user added code, this is a static, this it's part of the actions, you can change it, blah, 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 something changed, you can check what is changed, not changed. Now I can use my power to merge this pull request, confirm the merge request, pulled and closed, what's that, closed and merged or something, merged and closed. And then if we go in GitHub Actions, yes, the other state started, it will take what we changed, and hopefully with the correct secret that we used, it will deploy it into the into our app. And when we refresh it, we'll see that now it's test over there. Yeah. And I think that concludes it. Any questions? No, as I can see. This API directly, what I was saying before, that the static apps are more than what we are doing now. Yeah, you can have other functions with them and actually automate how static content is built. It's great. Now everything is pushed. Let's hope if we do that, we'll see. Yes, somewhere behind here, it's hidden. And also, I think, one last cool thing that I can show you. First of all, you have the last build here as a debugging thing. And for my stuff, this is why I started the action stuff. Let's say this is an article. Someone needs to create, edit a page, suggest something, or create an issue about this page. You can click here directly and open an issue in GitHub for this specific page. Or, where is it? You can click here and start working on that workable directly and make the change because you just saw it, or someone of you wants to contribute to the blog, wants to make a change. Since it is in the workable folders, once you submit the change, this process will start, pull request will start, and if I like your change, I will accept it as you've seen before, and will push directly to my site. So this whole thing is kind of with the actions now, instead of the DevOps, the pipelines that I was using with the DevOps, it's made also my life easier, because whenever I see a mistake, for example, here, I can just jump in, click that button here, edit page, jump in the page, make the correction, and it's done. I don't have to download everything locally to my repo, to my PC. I mean, work there, change everything, and then push it. Yeah. That's it, I think. No more questions. I have some stuff to do better here, I see, to create. Also, one thing that I haven't done that far, and I can delete this now, I haven't done that far, is to create an action that will build everything during night and push, because I have these events that I need to keep up to date. This is something that I didn't do. I will add this action. But as far as I know, if you come here and fork it, fork this to start working on it, then you will also get these updates, and it will be up to you to merge them back to your solution and try to do, try to improve it. Yeah, that is it. I will end this right now. There are no other questions. If you visit my GitHub first page, I think you should see this one. And this is the first one. This is also the second one. Yeah. This is the blog.net that you can fork. And this is the fork that I need to do when GitHub allows me. Yeah, that is it. Last chance for questions. So, since there are no more questions, yeah, I will end this now. Just a reminder, I'm recording this, so obviously your names, I don't know, I don't see any icons, but your names will be visible. If you don't like that, let me know and I will blur you out. Yeah. Thanks everyone.